Hey guys, so how's it going out there? I want to thank you guys on YouTube for responding back. We're going to forget about the shop today. I had a few of you guys send me an email asking questions about the shop truck. So the shop truck is a 49 Ford half-ton. I bought this truck close to 6 years ago, and I just bought it as a vehicle to flip. I was just going to clean it up, get it running, and just flip it. When I bought it, it had a 305 in it that wasn't running at the time, with a turbo 350 tranny and a 9-inch, but it was all together. And yeah, so anyway, like I say, it was just a flipper. So I bought it, and one night I got bored, and I started monkeying around with the dashboard here. So if you come around here and take a look inside, I'll come around the other side. So, as I said, I was bored one night and started playing with it. This was after I had the truck up and running. And I thought, you know what, let's do something different. So I welded the whole dash right up. And I put in a 52 Cadillac instrument cluster. Then I went and I put in a 49 to 50 car heater control unit, and it is running my heater down here. Works perfectly fine. Then what I did was I welded exhaust tubing up on the dash. This is where the radio and the speaker would have been. I welded this exhaust tubing in, and one of the bigger mistakes I made was I put odometer gauges in there because at the time, like I said, I wasn't going to keep the truck. These are going to be switched out, and I'm going to put Stewart Warner gauges in there. It would be more period correct because I like traditional style vehicles. This is the worst mistake of all time. I put a CD player in it, and I just thought somebody'd want a vehicle with a CD player. This should come out and a stock radio should go in, but we'll see what will happen there. Ashtray was welded up, and I put in a clock out of a 51 Ford car, wind up, still works perfectly fine. Glove box was left alone. The color is a one-off color. I kind of mixed it up myself. It looks a little metallic-y right now, but when the sun hits it, it almost goes to a metal flake, which is very cool. And what I did was when I did the upholstery, you can see I've done all the upholstery with a piping with a green metal flake, the shifter boot and all the piping everywhere. We've got the tuck and roll down here. We've got the nice black carpet. We're running a low car shifter, cool shifter handle on here. Seat is going to get upholstered. Right now we just got a Mexican blanket. Absolutely nothing wrong with Mexican blankets. They're very cool. The headliner is a bit of a controversy. I was going to upholster it, but I've decided to leave this. And now, what this is if you remember the old white angel hair, well, this is black angel hair. And the reason I'm leaving it is if you can see right now in this video, it's very windy right now where I'm at. And you can see the way it is just flowing. It just looks awesome. I mean, when you got the windows down and you're going down the road doing 100 miles an hour, there's nothing like looking up at the headliner and seeing that flowing around. But keep your eyes on the road. Okay, anyway, let's go to the outside. So the outside of this truck, the major thing that you're probably interested in is the chop. The chop, I was going to go 3 inches. I thought it wasn't enough. Then I thought I'd go 4 inches, and I thought it's too much. So I didn't know where I was going to go here with it. And I guess being a guy, I was stupid, never thought of this. But the girlfriend said to me, "Why don't you go 3.5 inches?" Now you know what? They're not just a pretty face. You got to listen to these girls. They have an eye for this stuff. They're very smart. So don't kick your girlfriend out of the garage right away until she shoots you an opinion. If they're real bad opinions, well then you do whatever you got to do. But anyway, so I went 3.5 inches on the chop, and you know, I French headlights and tail lights, and I cut quarter panels off. I do everything here. But this was one of the first chops I ever did, and I was very nervous and very scared. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's you know, it is what it is. So I had a friend of mine come over, Larry Foster, and he chops Mercs all the time. And I'm thinking, well, if he can chop a Merc, this has got to be like a piece of cake to him. So he comes over, and I think this guy's going to give me a hand and walk me through it all. He comes over and says, "What's your issue?" I go, "I'm going to chop a roof for the first time on my truck. What do you think here?" He goes, "Well, you measure at the straightest point, how much you want to take out, put your tape lines on there, make sure you've got everything braced up good, solid inside, cut it, and away you go." So I'm like, okay. So he's out there at the tape measure with me, and he's measuring, showing me a little bit here, a little bit there. He's not even at the house for half hour, and he says, "Okay, I'm going now." I'm like, what the hell? Well, it's too late now. I'm already into this. I mean, he's going. I've got to do it to show face. I mean, I can't look like an idiot now and not do it, right? So you know what? There we go. We chopped the roof off. Now, so like I said, I did it. I quartered the roof, which in my opinion is a little harder way of chopping it, but that's just my way of thinking. Because when you quarter it, basically I took the roof off, you set it on the ground, you cut it in 4 sections. You line it back up, and when depending how much you take out of the roof, you get a gap here, which has to be filled, and you get a gap across the center going this way, which has to be filled. So I think it's a harder way of chopping a roof because now you've got to get this crown back up in there and you've got 4 sections of roof you're dealing with. Unless you're lucky and you've got another truck where you can maybe take a section of roof off of it and match it up, but I wasn't that lucky at the time. So I quartered it and welded all the pieces in and got the crown back, and that's where it goes right there. Now some people will chop them and lean the window back or chop even more up, but to me, when I build a vehicle, those cars that are really with the chopped down roofs and the windows, I mean, they're cool, but that's all it is. It's just a chop. It's just a chop. I like to make it about the whole vehicle, so I kind of did it subtle, and I wanted it to look like Henry Ford would have had built it just 3.5 inches lower. The hood, I've welded it completely right up, and I put in 56 Buick portholes. Kind of a cool look. Wide whites, as you can see, with chrome smoothies and shining cones down there. And we'll come around to the front here. What we've done on the front is a stock grill bar had a hole here, and I put a grill bar in without a hole. The headlight rings are actually 51 Ford car headlight rings. The stock ones for this truck would have been more thinner, less shallower, so these are deeper, kind of gives it that Frenched in look. The bumper is a Plymouth Ripple bumper, and normally the Ripple bumper would wrap correct right around to the sides here, as you know, roughly around that area. What I did was I laid the stock bumper for this truck on top of the Ripple bumper, and I cut the Ripple bumper down. So this bumper is actually the exact stock length that a stock bumper for this truck would be. And I did that because it's very subtle. So when most people look at this truck, they don't realize the bumper until all of a sudden they're like, hey, wait a minute, they didn't come with a Ripple bumper. What's going on there? And then they realize it's a Plymouth one cut down, or sometimes they ask. If we come around here, we can see that I Frenched an antenna in. We've got a cool little antenna topper on there. Plan on putting a light in there and having it light up green. It kind of goes with the inside look. Down below, I wanted to run some louvers just in this area. I could have ran them all the way through, but when you're standing way back, this is the area that I was concerned about, just something different. Now, I couldn't actually get these louvered because this running board has a lip that runs down in behind, and I needed 3 inches of room for the louver press to get in there. So I got hold of Night Prowlers, Gary at Night Prowlers, great guy. And you can buy these little louvers. They're 99 cents each, and they're plastic. And you know what? For down here, for where I'm doing this, and nobody even notices. They think they're real louvers. I mean, I don't know if I'd run them on a hood of a car. It might be kind of cheesy, but that's, you know, if money's an issue for you, maybe you want to put them on the hood. That's up to you. I don't know. But anyway, down low, for low areas like this, no one ever realizes it. I've been driving this truck now with this completed like this this will be going on actually 4 years since I've done all the chop and the customization work to it, and nobody has ever once clued in these are plastic. So excellent tip there for you if you're looking for some cheap louvers. Night Prowlers, 99 cents each, or they were 4 years ago. Okay, so let's go on to the back. The back of the truck is the best thing that I like. If you get a good view of the back of this truck, you'll see what I mean. I just love the back end of this truck. It's beautiful. What I've done here is I put on, this is a 39 Chrysler car, pan and bumper. And I had to cut it obviously to make it fit the back of the truck, but I made it fit, and I just think it just widens the whole truck up. It gives it that look. Now, the tail lights, you're probably wondering what they are. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you what they are. If you think you know what they are, you send me an email. And if you get it wrong, I'll let you know you got it wrong. And if you get it right, I'm just not going to respond back to you. So that's all there is to that. So you're probably wondering where the gas filler is. It's in the back of the box. It's hidden back there. I'm running a 65 Mustang gas tank hidden underneath the frame rails. Now this truck is running a 327 with 202 heads in it now, with a high rise and an Edelbrock 650 with headers. It's got a turbo 350 with a 2500 stall converter and a 2-stage shift kit. It's got a 9-inch in the back with 389 gears, posi. The truck, for running wise, all the brakes are still drum brakes. I've just put a dual master cylinder in it, and that's it for a little bit of an upgrade. Other than that, all the suspension, I'm still running the stock I-beam. I've just lowered it down by having the leaf springs redone. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this old suspension and steering. Don't let anyone tell you there is. You can clip a car, you can buy a bolt-in axle kit, Mustang too, you can buy whatever you want, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do it all day long for customers, and that's a great upgrade. But there's nothing wrong with the old stock stuff if you rebuild it. They used it back then for 20, 30, 40 years. They drove this shit around, and you know, I get tired sometimes of hearing people say, oh, well, I replaced all the brakes because they were no good, or this or that. No, you replace them because you want to upgrade. It's not because they were no good. If they were no good, they wouldn't have lasted back then, would they? The hills and mountains haven't changed any since then. So anyway, that's all I really got to say about the truck. I hope you like this video. It is just a shop truck. It's not a Shirley Queen. It's not perfect. I insure it from May to the end of October, and we drive it, and yeah, we go out, we lay rubber with it, we haul parts with it, we do whatever we got to do with this truck. So Black Betty's a good old girl. So anyway, hope you guys like it. Any more questions, let me know, and definitely get back to me at the taillights. See you later, guys.